So we found one that we really liked. We went, met her, loved her, brought her home. The given name was Nola. I had already told a couple people on PMT that the given name was Nola. And the looks on their face were like, oh my God, we have champagne all over again.
Monday, January 27th, rundown. We got Max heading to the Super Bowl. We got Tate, pretty stale off a national championship.
Still counts.
Victory. Old news. I'm Stephen Shea. We are brought to you by Reeses. Reeses Peanut Butter Cups, the perfect combo of chocolate and peanut butter. Have you guys had the new Reese's Lava Cups? Those things are outstanding. I didn't think Reese's could get any better.
I keep walking into the X studio and stealing them. They're so good.
They're so good.
I love Reese's comes out with a new thing every year, and every year it's like just as good as the last.
Yeah. Check these out. They're sold pretty much everywhere. Load up for them on the big game. It's lava time, baby. Again, try Reese's new delicious chocolate lava big cups, available everywhere. All right, obviously we got to start football. Congrats, Max. Headed to the Super Bowl. You said this was going to be a one-score game with like 6 minutes left.
I know.
Up like a million points.
When you're in the room, that room specifically, you think the only thing that can happen is like utter heartbreak. So when I was in there, I was like, I think the Commanders went on like a little bit of a drive, and I was just thinking, how could this end up being the worst possible scenario for me on camera in that room that it will get brought up to me for the rest of my life? Because I've had so many losses in there that have been like that.
Yeah.
So my brain is just, how can this just be the most heartbreaking? But it was obviously, the math didn't even make sense. So I was being dumb and I was being nervous, but I'm trying to go to Super Bowl.
My guy Saquon going off.
Yeah, you're a fucking guy, Saquon.
I'm a huge Saquon guy. I've been out the wazoo. Super Bowl.
I mean, there was a time where he had 2 carries, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, everything. I mean, that first run was incredible.
He's the best. Every time he has like a little bit of space, all I'm thinking of is, oh my God, he's gonna break this to the house. Like, and it's not that crazy to think of. If he has like a little bit of space, it's like he could go. It happens every game.
Yeah, it must be nice to have such a loaded roster. Tate, you're used to that.
Why is that a shot at me? We're talking NFL today.
Ohio State is a loaded roster. It must be awesome.
Let's stick NFL. I'm a Browns fan. But I would say for you, I mean, from an outsider's perspective, there's no way you were going to lose that game.
I know.
Like, no, Jane Daniels not going to be.
There was some doubt, like in the.
I'm saying going into
right before
it.
the Jeremy McNichols fumble, they're down 7 or 8, and he fumbles the kickoff. They're getting the ball back with just under 2 minutes left. They have a chance to tie the game going into half.
There was a ton of plays in that game.
And
that
the first
like,
drive, they looked great.
If they went one way or the other, that it could have been a completely different ball game. But we just took advantage of opportunities, and that's what good teams do.
The shitty part about watching football this weekend, and like, great Championship Sunday is awesome. I feel like the least exciting teams won, which is
I disagree. Yeah. Everyone is like on this like boycott the Super Bowl train.
That's crazy.
Which obviously, like, prove it. No, you're not.
Yeah.
But second of all, I think there's something to be said for a team going for a three-peat. Like, that obviously doesn't happen every year. I'm excited that the Chiefs won, and I think that the Eagles are they're a fan favorite, wouldn't you say? Not as much as the Bills, but
no, I wouldn't. People hate people from.
They're going to be cheering for you for sure, though.
But I do think it's the best team. It's the best teams from each conference. Like, we got the best outcome of like what will the best game be.
Probably, yeah.
Like the Commanders could not make it.
Given the Lions injuries is why I say that. Like, the Eagles were the best team in the NFC, and you can't say that the Chiefs aren't.
Yeah.
Like, they won the most games, and then they took care of business in the playoffs, and they have the best player in the planet.
Yeah. Are you guys going to bring up James Bradbury for the Super Bowl?
No. Jeez.
Juju's playing.
I know. I fucking hate Juju. He's like probably my most hated guy in the NFL right now. It was Zeke for a really long time, but he's just old and fat, so I guess Juju's the worst. I hope only horrible things for him.
So we're all going down to New Orleans for the big week. What is the best case week look like for Max? What does the worst case week look like? Not just the game outcome. Because I feel like the swing is so drastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm doing Sunday through Saturday the same way. I mean, I'm not going to drink champagne, but if you think that I'm going to New Orleans and like I'm there with. I have a couple friends that are coming down that are going to the game. Like,
You're going to the game, right?
yeah, I'm going to the game, and what am I going to stay in my hotel room?
No. You got to live it out.
yeah.
And then it's however the game goes, it's either the best night of your life or, well, that was a cool week, but we lost.
So what I'm putting myself to this rule. I'm going with Jack McCarthy. He's doing the clips for me on Sunday. I'm telling myself now I will not be drinking any liquor on Saturday night. And
I think that's smart.
But people are going to see me and just try to get me as drunk as possible because it's going to be the whole narrative.
That's going to be a
like,
battle. They're going to be trying to get you drunk and you're trying not to drink.
I'm just going to be like, but that's the thing. I am going to be drinking. I might drink like 50 beers, but
you can recover.
But like
from
I
50
can do
beers.
can do 50 beers. I just as soon as I start like taking shots, like that's when it becomes an issue.
Mm-hmm. Is Roan going to be by your side at the game?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be me, McCarthy, and Roan.
I've never seen a vibe switch, not a switch necessarily, but a vibe increase when Roan showed up to that cave yesterday.
If you looked at PFT's face, it was like night and day.
And it doesn't matter in the game, but that mattered in the game. That changed that could be felt all the way in Philly.
Big Cat did an unbelievable job keeping that secret because it was just me and him in the cave. I was like, runs at the game, right? He's like, yeah, I think so. And then 20 minutes later, he's walking into the cave, and obviously a pre-planned thing. Well done.
It was awesome. I literally had no idea. It didn't even cross my mind. I was just thinking that I was gonna have to like pretend like Hank was an Eagles fan that whole time, and like go to him when I needed some reassurance after a big play. But having Roan there, it completely changed the vibe of the cave.
Watching from afar, I am extremely jealous of you guys and your success right now. Mm-hmm. The person I'm most jealous of is Gillie. The videos of him are unbelievable.
He is the king of that locker room.
Yes, Mike Gilvick.
Have you seen that in like any other sport? Like a team that's making a championship run, having a guy from the outside, like he leads the team out to the field. He leads the post-game locker room, like dance celebrations.
Yes.
When Hank and Dave were a part of the Celtics celebration, I thought that was the coolest thing that I had seen at Barstool. Like, oh wow, they had Hank on the. Gillie's run like they don't have like Hurts run out onto the field. They have Gillie do it.
He's done it twice now,
and he's 100% has to do it.
Oh, he has to. He has to. And then like the post game blow the whistle dance with the team. Like CD is like running to the locker room. He's like, "You got to put on this shirt. You got to put on this." Like, imagine like one of the best players on the team is like, "You need this championship shirt." Of just being like such a good fan and like such a good vibes guy. I've never like spoken to Gillie like in person or whatever. He just has to be the all-time vibes guy on the planet for it to go that way.
We live. Like all of us are blessed to live this like insane life that like I wouldn't trade for anything. Mm-hmm. That being said, like Gillie is living every fan's dream.
Yeah.
Like, I would argue it's the best experience a fan has ever had in any sport ever.
I don't think this is an overstatement. If they win the Super Bowl, does Gillie get a ring?
I would be shocked if he didn't.
Like a ring.
He absolutely would.
I would be. There are so many like people. I feel like people who
the guys
like,
who carry the flags out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those guys
rings.
get a ring. Like
so we're gonna have
a different quality. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a players one, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's what
neither.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like I think he'll pay. I think he'll. Actually, I don't know. They might just give it
depends on the ownership.
Yeah.
So Barstool will have 2 Super Bowl champions. We'll have John Gruden and we'll have Gillie.
I mean, I have 2 Super Bowl rings, but we don't need to talk about that. 22 years ago yesterday, John Gruden. Happy anniversary. We are also brought to you by Factor. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has a chef-made gourmet meals and make eating well very easy. They're delicious and dietitian approved, ready to heat up and eat in 2 minutes so you can fuel up right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. So they actually sponsored Surviving Barstool last year, and I get Factor delivered to my home weekly. Factor is great. It's super easy. It comes with the not dry ice, but like the freeze-dried packets to make it easy if it sits outside for a couple hours. Totally fine. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with the Factor Keto Meal based on a recommended controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. And with 40 options of 8 dietary preferences on the menu each week, it's super easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose from preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. Again, eat smart with Factor. Go to factormeals.com/rundown50off and use code rundown50off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That is a great deal. Again, go to the website and use the promo code, again, rundown50off at factormeals.com/rundown50off to get 50% off your first order plus free shipping on your first box. Awesome Factor. Shout out to them. We got to talk about Buffalo.
Don't start with Buffalo. Start with the Chiefs. I'm not trying to bully you, but like that seems like what everyone's trying to do right now is take away from Mahomes.
This whole game one thing stood out to me. It's like the saying, like, work harder, not smarter. The Bills ran it so many times in short yardage and just couldn't get it done. You see the Chiefs got the ball at the end of the game. They need to ice it. They throw it twice in like expected running situations and just get 2 easy first downs. The Bills could not get it done. Tate, what are your thoughts on, I guess, the Chiefs overcoming? And
I love it. Everyone wants the Bills to win. I think the fan favorites would have been Bills, Lions would have been an incredible, like, fun Super Bowl, whatever.
Yep.
I respect greatness and dynasties, and I kind of like cheer for it. Like, I want to see him. He's been to he's been in the league 7 years as a starter, 5 Super Bowls. He's been to the AFC title twice and lost in overtime. Like, those are his 2 worst years. I want to continue to see him win. And then when he loses, it'll be special. But the fact that, like, he might be the greatest to ever do it at his position. Travis Kelce, the greatest to ever do it at his position. You could argue Andy Reid is one of the greatest to ever do it in his thing. People are sad that Buffalo lost. They're almost like shitting on the Chiefs for it being like rigged and they don't want to see him win. We are watching greatness, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. How scared are you of the Chiefs?
I mean, you can't not be scared of the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is...
It's the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, he's the Grim Reaper. But I will say, Eagles' only Super Bowl took down Tom Brady after losing to Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. Second Super Bowl, if we took down Patrick Mahomes after losing to Patrick Mahomes, it's setting up for something that I've seen before. So we've done it before. I don't think that it's necessarily we're 1.5 point dogs. Yep. Vegas doesn't see it as it's going to be a
Chiefs play every game close.
Yeah.
For the most part.
So we can win the game. You just got to go out there and win and play your game, run the football, play good defense, see what happens at the end of the game.
I've been trying to tell you, like, I've seen it before. Patrick Mahomes, it's so easy to be in the Super Bowl. Just whenever we play him, just no touchdowns, hold him 9 points, just dominate. The playbook's out there.
Did you have a preference of Chiefs Bills as you watch it? Because you're already.
I think that, like, the
America's
Chiefs,
rooting for the Eagles now.
Yes,
they would not have been with the Bills.
Like, I think both the teams are really good. Like, the Bills and the Chiefs are both really good. It's not like, and it's not like there's like a home away. Like, I was rooting for the Commanders because I wanted to have the home at conference championship or home conference championship game. Like, this is you got to play a good team. You got to beat a good team. There was the aspect of it would suck going against the Bills just because, like, every person in America would be rooting against the Eagles. Mm-hmm. And one other thing, I think New Orleans will now be very heavily Eagles fans over Chiefs fans.
Because they've been there.
And if it was Bills, it would have
been Buffalo South.
It would have been all Buffalo.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I don't hate about playing the Chiefs is that I think that Philly can take over that city, which should, in theory, should work to your advantage. Mm-hmm. But it's still going against Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes is, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday's Bills-Chiefs game was just like, everything just seems so easy for the Chiefs. And, they ran it well with Kareem Hunt. Xavier Worthy seems to be open every play. Travis Kelce didn't do too much, and they did a good job containing him. But, I mean, every time they needed to make a play, it seemed like they did it outside of the one kind of somewhat fluky fumble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how Patrick Mahomes is. Like, I feel like I would be nervous, obviously, to go up against him because he can win low-scoring games. He can win high-scoring games. Whatever happens, it just seems like if it's a one-score game, I don't know how you could be confident with, like, giving Patrick Mahomes time left or him finding a way or this whole, like, the game is rigged type thing. The Chiefs just find a way to win.
I think that the recipe for the Eagles winning this game, you got to come out early and you have to make them play from behind and just rely on the run game and just try and all Eagles fans go back to that Steelers game. We were up late and then there was 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter and the Steelers didn't get the ball back. Like, if we can eat clock in the fourth quarter and limit how many times Patrick Mahomes touches the ball, which we should be the best team to be able to do that. We have the best O-line. We have the best running game. If we can keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hand, I think that's our recipe to win. And it's not completely far-fetched to think to see that game plan go through.
That's why I like Saquon for MVP, because I can imagine a game plan where he just dominates and the Birds win. It's hard to imagine a game where Jalen Hurts is them and they win in like a shootout because of Jalen Hurts.
Right.
But I was researching props last night. The props are already out. Shout out DraftKings for that. In the Super Bowl last time they played, same defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, Steve Spagnuolo. Jalen Hurts, 27 of 38, 304 yards, 1 touchdown, 15 carries, 70 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. So, I mean, if he does that and they win, he will easily get MVP. But
yeah, no, I mean, I think the Chiefs'
points.
defense is probably a little bit better. Like, the Chiefs' defense has been fantastic this year. I would say that they're better. The Chiefs' defense is better now than they were when we played them 2 years ago. But I think that our defense is way better now than it was 2 years ago, and I think that the Eagles are just a better team now.
Yeah.
So, it should be a really good game. I think it's two teams that are very, very high level.
So we did. Coach Gruden, Dave, and I did the shred line last night after the win, the Chiefs win, and all the Bills fans were calling in, frustrated, obviously with the Dawson Knox drop, Josh Allen not being able to get over the hump, even though I don't put a ton of this on him. And a lot of them want Sean McDermott out. He's been obviously very successful. What do you guys think about that specifically? Have we reached a point with Sean McDermott where he needs to go?
I'm a hard no on that. I understand, and even with the Ohio State, like, Ryan Day thing, it's like, hey, if you can't get over the hump, do you have to bring in someone that can? I think the NFL is a different ball game. Like, you can easily go from top to bottom in the NFL. You can easily go from bottom to top. The dude's a consistent winner. He hasn't taken him to the Super Bowl, but my God, there are bottom dwellers and coaches that just burn down franchises like that, and he's getting you there consistently every year to the playoffs. I would say it'd be crazy to get rid of him.
I also think that this past offseason, people forget that people are going into this Bills season being like, oh, they're rebuilding now because they got rid of so many guys last offseason, and they were like, we're just going to trust Josh Allen and McDermott to keep this team competitive. A lot of people thought that this wasn't going to be this would be a fringe playoff team because they got rid of so many guys on defense. And then they were right there to go to the Super Bowl. I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. The in-game management yesterday, I do think was bad. He has to try. He just kept trying it wasn't even the tush push.
Right,
he kept trying the quarterback sneak. It wasn't working. The definition of insanity. Why was he continuing to try a play that was not working in such crucial moments of the game? Trust your all-pro quarterback to make a play. Just trust him to make a play, and because really that's mostly on the offensive line. If the offensive line is not getting a push all game, why all of a sudden are they going to get that push now?
Yeah. I brought up this analogy last night on the shred line, and I think it's apt about Sean McDermott. And we saw this with, I'm obviously a Bucs fan, from 1999 to 2001. The team just could not get over the hump. They're in the playoffs year after year. They got smoked by the Eagles a couple times, and they couldn't get over the hump. They were a good team with really good players, one of the best defenses ever, and just couldn't get over the hump. They ended up firing Tony Dungy. They brought in John Gruden, and he won the Super Bowl the very first year with them. And I was watching, I've seen so many documentaries on that team, but there was one, I forget who said it exactly, but when referencing who gets credit for that Super Bowl. Obviously, John won it with, a team that Tony and that staff really put together, but he revamped a lot and changed. And I think it pertains to Sean McDermott. Oh, what's this? And that is, some guys can build the piano and some guys can play the piano. And referencing Tony Dungy, like, he could build a piano, but John Gruden could play the piano.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know that.
That was a great analogy.
That
was poetic right there.
I think Sean McDermott can build the piano. I'm really not sure that he can play it. When you look at the game yesterday, literally a game of inches. But
I agree.
Consistently, Andy Reid is beating
100%.
Sean McDermott, and you're in that situation year after year.
But you could say Andy Reid was that same guy. That was Andy Reid's whole thing before he started to play the piano.
It's true.
Like when he was in Philly, that was his problem.
Yeah.
He kept getting there, and then not winning.
Yeah.
So if you can say that like he'll never make that switch, but we've seen it with the guy who was playing last night.
Yeah.
And I would say, what's the common denominator there of Andy Reid flips the switch and McDermott can't win? Dude, it's Patrick Mahomes. Like at some point you need to realize the Bills are 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes since 2020 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's insane. So like, are you going to, and I know it's a crazy analogy, but the amount of careers that were like altered because you could just never beat Michael Jordan when he was on his run with the Bulls.
Right.
I mean, what are you going to think? Sean McDermott, Josh Allen, are they really not able to get over the hump, or are they not able to beat this best quarterback of all time, perhaps?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's see if he can go for a 3-peat, which would just be miserable to watch, but would be a hell of an accomplishment next week or in 2 weeks in New Orleans. All right, post show. Obviously we're brought to you, of course, by Stella Blue. We believe life's too short for bad coffee. This year, we're asking you to stop settling for boring, big coffee beans, and make the switch to Stella Blue. Stella Blue's premium coffee beans are hand-selected, Big Cat approved, and crafted to fit your coffee routine, whether it's the ground, whole bean K-Cups, or cold brew. Oh, and every sip helps save homeless dogs. Here's the best part. Sign up for Stella Blue coffee subscription before January 31st and get 20% off your first 4 orders, free shipping, and a chance to win one of 10 Ninja Dual Brew Pro coffee systems. Subscribe today at StellaBlueCoffee.com to save dogs and dollars all year long. Max, you saved a dog this weekend.
Yes, I rescued a dog from Paws.
Let's go.
On Friday. Great dog. It's been a little, there's a little adjustment period bringing a rescue into a house, but she's a good girl. And 1-0 as an Eagles fan. 1-0.
If she goes 1-1, is she going back?
Back to Paws.
No. But I mean, we had her in the Eagles jersey yesterday for the game.
Okay.
So right off the bat, we got her on Friday. We had a jersey by Saturday.
What jersey was she wearing? Not the Michael Vick, I assume.
It was not. It was just a generic, like, I think it was like a 00 Eagles jersey.
00 is a bold number.
Actually, it was honestly a gift, so I didn't even see it.
I'm intrigued about the name situation. If you want to get in,
You took name suggestions on Twitter, right?
I did.
But what was the original name? Like when you adopted?
So when you go to Paws, they give all of the dogs names. Mm-hmm. Me and my girlfriend have been looking for dogs for a while and like waiting for a dog that fit all of our. We want like one small enough that eventually we can travel with and go home without being able to bring it on a plane was like
Sure.
Being able to bring her on a plane was a big thing. So we found one that we really liked. We went, met her, loved her, brought her home. The given name was Nola. So this was on
and you changed
Friday.
It? That's what I said. But his reasoning.
This was on Friday. The given name was Nola. I had already told a couple people on PMT that the given name was Nola. And the looks on their face were like, oh my God, we have champagne all over again. That you adopted a dog named Nola.
You didn't pick the dog due to the name, right?
No,
okay.
Of course. I didn't pick the dog. My girlfriend sent me the link, and she was like, I love her. And I was like, her name is Nola. Like, that is crazy. Like, right before we're about to play to go to Nola. And I read the room. I saw PFT's face when I said Nola, and he was like, he was trying. He just stayed silent, and he was trying so hard not to, make a face. And I just started to be like, all right, what about this name? What about? And then she was like, yeah. What about this name? What about this name? So we did end up changing it with the fear of what would happen if the Eagles were to lose that game. It would be champagne all over again. Like, I was celebrating going to.
If you would have lost with a dog named Nola, you would absolutely have to change it, or else that's like a reminder for the rest of your life.
Forever.
Like, loser.
Forever.
You're a loser.
Forever.
Or a winner forever.
Yeah,
I know. But like when you
couldn't risk it.
I mean, you could change a dog's name after. Can you after like 2 weeks?
See,
no?
okay, so I tried to play.
I wouldn't have touched it for 2 weeks.
I tried to play this game, and then my girlfriend kind of fell in love with the name, started calling her by the name, and then like once it starts, it's like
That's
you can't like switch it.
So is it Nola?
The name is Billy, which I thought about, and I was like, holy shit, we're gonna play the Bills. So now we're pretty clear of that, but yeah, the name is Billy the girl. So Billy with an IE at the end.
She's like Billie Eilish.
Yeah, Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't name one Billie Eilish song.
Yeah, no. But I will say she was a stray. She was a stray like maybe 2 weeks ago. She was living on the street. They think that she's 2 years old. Bringing a dog like that into a brand new environment is tough. She is awesome when we're around, very playful, very sweet, very cute. But the second we leave the room, the howls that this girl, like she's 17 pounds, really small dog. The howls that she lets out sounds like someone is like peeling her fingernails off.
Oh,
and it's
God.
like
That's sad.
It's so sad, but you kind of have to let her do it, because if you come out, then she thinks that's
How to
whenever
get
she
your-
does
Right.
that she gets rewarded. But so you got to like find a break. It's tough where I'm watching TikToks, reading articles, more TikToks for sure than articles that I'm reading. But I'm trying so hard to like learn how to like take care of a dog like that, because it's just like you have no idea what she came from.
Yeah. Wow. Well, good on you.
Yep.
Congrats.
Thank you.
New addition to the family. Tate, did you have one more thing you wanted to go over?
Oh, no, I was just going to say fuck you to Max for stealing our defensive coordinator.
Oh yeah, someone texted me that last night. I was so dialed on the Eagles
crazy.
game. I was like, oh, all right, word, let's go. Do you think you'll get Luke Fickell?
I told Big K he's on my short list. I will say I'm not mad at Penn State at all. That's exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
Like, what a power move to steal the coordinator from the team that you're chasing. With that being said, that dude is dead to me. Like,
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah. Fucking coordinators leave.
Yeah.
Fucking dead him. No problem.
His like fiance is DMing people the real story. Apparently there was a fight with Ryan Day. Coach Gruden said he's got some inside knowledge. So it looks like it's really messy. But
I thought Penn State just gave him a shit ton of money that he couldn't refuse.
no, the rumor is that we matched, and that
I haven't.
him and Day got in a fight after Oregon, and he no-showed our celebration, but then his sister's on Twitter being like he was disinvited from the celebration.
Disinvited.
It's messy, and I will say you guys come to Columbus November 1st. And the narrative I'm starting, I'm gonna make a TikTok after this. You guys are national title or bust.
Yeah, no,
But you actually are. Bring your whole team.
The wideouts are tough. We have nobody on the outside, and that was our biggest problem this year, is that Tyler Warren and Nick Singleton were the only ones and Katron Allen were the only ones that were making plays for Drew Aller, and we haven't really addressed that. So
Spring portal maybe.
yeah, spring portal is basically the only option at this point to improve there, but I just see it being a lot of the same thing. You bring so many guys back on defense. You bring your quarterback.
Great offensive coordinator. Great defensive coordinator.
The coaching staff should be well set, but I watched too many of those wide receivers just not make a play this year. And your best 2-1. I don't even care that they left because they were both bad. Amari Evans and
you don't have any receivers.
Trey Wallace. Yeah, Trey Wallace were. not great. So whatever, you can leave, but they just got to address that.
We also have a giant week at Barstool right now. So
Mm-hmm.
there's the taping something right now to air later with Coach Gruden. Tate, you have a hole-in-one stream that's starting tonight?
Oh, yeah. Double hole-in-one stream.
Double hole-in-one
Passing
stream.
the torch stream. So
Okay.
Jerry and I both have to make a hole-in-one, which apparently is, like waking up in the morning these days in this office. Everyone's fucking hitting hole-in-ones now, so we'll see how it goes.
I want to try to do it. Even on easy, that'd be a sick accomplishment.
Yeah, just to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so bad.
That's
Are you a
terrible.
golfer?
Not at all. Everyone's hitting hole-in-ones, and I'm still in the pond behind the hole. So
Yeah.
I've golfed a very minimal amount. Like if it's like a booster club, like scramble outing with beer, like, oh yeah, I'll play in it. I don't go out and golf. I haven't used that simulator at all for fun. So it'll be interesting.
Same.
Have you prepped for it, like, since you've been knowing? Like,
So Beef gave me one lesson and two things that were funny. One, we probably hit 10 balls, and I was like, damn, this kind of fucks their hand up. Also, this was about a week ago. I'm not complaining.
You went no glove?
I went glove on the left,
Okay.
and apparently my natural swing rubs it up against the Velcro. This was after 10 swings. I'm like bleeding. And they're like, yeah, that's bad.
that's crazy.
So we got an Evo Shield for tonight.
nice.
I'll be
Good,
golfing in an
good,
Evo
good.
Shield.
All right. All right. And then we're taping the case race tomorrow. Teammates.
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
Excited. I'm excited. That's my first case race. I got to put on.
Yeah, you're kind of our horse. Like me and Titus can certainly drink. Titus did like 21.
Yeah,
the
I've
first
heard
time, but
that.
he also was like, it was my first time jitters. Like and we did it like staggered. Like he was the first person to, like, some people didn't drink till like 30, 40 minutes after him.
Got it.
I'm good for somewhere between 10 and 15.
So how many do we need to drink as a team?
There's not like a defined
Got
thing.
it.
It's gonna be like a fortnight where there's like a cutoff. So every few minutes. So there's gonna be points where we're gonna need a good pace, but then we're gonna need to hammer a couple.
Oh my God, we're gonna be so.
Are the
drunk.
teams out? Like, is it?
The teams
fair?
are out.
Yeah.
So
We have some horses.
Yeah.
I just love the
Nick
Dana
Mangold
Beers.
is playing. Who?
Oh, really?
Is the minus 500 favorite to drink the most beers.
If you were to picture in your brain a guy who can drink beers, it's literally like there's no one more that you could think of other than Nick Mangold.
Yeah.
Go Bucks.
And he's also
Look at
been
this
wanting
guy.
to do this
You're
for
telling
like,
me this guy can't
years.
fucking hammer beers?
I just love the idea that like everyone has their like niche here. Like, oh, the Bucks are playing. Che will be front and center. Oh, when we're drinking beer, Dana Beers just flies in.
I mean,
What a
he is-
life.
Yeah.
He's the best, but he just like, oh, case race, get beers to Chicago.
I mean, it's literally his name. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Wednesday is gonna be just
Yeah.
miserable.
And then are you doing the Wednesday morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping here Tuesday night, so
Wednesday morning
You
we
guys
have
have something?
a volunteer event at Pause.
yeah.
So we're going to be
I am a tentative yes to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
I'm gonna be a
Titus took
game
the
time
week
decision.
off after last time he did the case race. He had to
I
take
think
the
it's
next
like
day.
8:30 start Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Keep it down though. Apparently we'll be hitting double hole in ones while you guys are
Yes, there
case
could,
race.
there could,
yeah, we
there
gotta
could
figure
be
that
some
out,
overlap,
yeah.
and I think the case is going to air on Friday, if I believe. I'm going to ask this question on Yak. I want to get this from you two guys because you two are very interesting people to ask this. How many bars do you think you eat in a year? Candy bars, protein bars, everything.
Like full bars.
Full bars. I think the range could vary greatly.
I am minimal. Like
Minimal?
I am a big, like, I don't eat candy bars because I'm like, oh, I can't eat a candy bar, but I'll eat 12 of the mini ones.
That's why I was clarifying question.
Yeah.
If like during the holidays you get like mini Kit Kats or mini Reese's, like is that a bar?
No, I think a bar.
Full
I think like
size?
if you had a 2-pack of Reese's, I would count that as a bar. It's not technically a bar, but like it's a candy.
Mm-hmm.
Any protein bar, Cliff Bar, a mini Kit Kat,
Granola bar?
no. Granola bar, yes.
I would go ahead, Max.
I'm saying 25 at most. Like, and that, because I don't eat full size candy bars for whatever reason, because I think that I'm being too fat by eating them, and then I've already said it. And then like I'm not a huge granola bar guy. I'm more of like, I don't have any of that in my house. We have some of it
Okay.
here, but I would rather just like go to the fridge and like eat some leftover chicken than I would
I agree
like
with
eat
that.
a protein bar.
Fair. Okay.
My answer would be, I would say if you're talking full size bars, granola, candy, whatever, I'd say like 35. But if you included like fun size, I'm like 335.
Fun size changes everything.
There's no rules of just like the little Reese's, like either 1 cup or fun size. Like you might get 3 Musketeers, Twix, whatever it may be, 300 of those.
I think if we're going, and like it's kind of cheating because like I'm including like a candy and this like a bag of Skittles I'm counting as a bar.
Yeah,
It's not
that
technical, like,
makes sense.
If we're including that, I'm probably like 180. Like I have a lot of protein bars. 180 a year.
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah, there's people
every other
that
day.
a protein bar is like a common occurrence in their day.
Protein
And there's
bar,
people that it's
candy.
not.
Yeah.
Like I'll go. Yeah, I'll have. There'll be days I'll have 3.
But I eat a lot of candy, but it's not in that form. You know, it's just a different form.
Yeah, it's a messy question. I got to clean it up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's been the rundown. Thank you guys. Good luck to you guys. See you next week.
Yeah, it's nice to have like a breather week where you can kind of relax.
Yeah.
But
You're
then
gonna have
next
so
week-
much fun.
Oh, I'm
leading
so
up. It's gonna
excited.
be the
I'm
best.
so excited.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you.